Getting tires for your ride can be daunting. Now, if you like the tires that are already on there, you know what to get. You just reorder them. That's easy. But if you change things like the ride height or the wheel diameter or the wheel width, you're going to have to start from scratch. Now, there's a lot of information right here on the sidewall of a tire that tells you everything you need to know about it. The brand, the model, treadwear rating, the size, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I'm going to teach you how to decode all of that today. First and foremost, let's talk about tire size. This is kind of big. This is actually a 28 1150 by 15 Mickey Thompson ET Street R. Now, this is easy to decipher because it's 28 inches tall, 11.5 inches wide, and it's on a 15-inch wheel. Now, it can really get a lot more complicated than that once you get into metric measurements. This tire is going to be a little more like you see normally. This has a metric size, but this is actually one of the tires like we put on Sidewinder a while back. So I'm not only going to be able to decode the size for you, but a lot of other things that is here on the sidewall. We're going to dive in a little bit more detail on this tire. We're going to start with the brand. You can see here it says that this is made by Hoosier. And then the model, this is an R7. You can see this looks like a blank slate here where they stamp that in. That's because they offer different iterations of this particular tire. They make an A7, which is for autocross, and then this R7 is more for road racing. The tire size is stamped here, and we'll dive into that a little bit more later. Something else you have to take into consideration would be the treadwear rating. You can see that this one is at 40, which is really low, meaning if you were to take this out on the street, they wouldn't last you very long. Now, that Hoosier is a DOT compliant competition use only tire, so you're not going to be driving this thing around on the street. What you will be driving on the street, though, is going to be more like something you would see here in this general G-Max RS. Let's talk about these three things right here. I mentioned treadwear earlier, and then you've also got traction and temperature ratings. The treadwear rating, as the number goes up, the longer the tire is going to last, but typically that means it's going to be a harder compound, so you could sacrifice traction. This has got a rating of a 360, which is pretty standard for an ultra high performance street tire. This traction rating is an AA, which is the highest offered. They also have A, B, and C. The temperature rating is the ability for this tire to perform even at higher temperatures, and the A is the highest rating. Well, that covers those, but there's several other things on these sidewalls that need to be decoded. We need to figure out what all that metric sizing means and talk about the date codes and what those mean. But those are going to have to wait for another time.